Well, we are broke down, dead in the water. Hi, I'm Ron.
And I'm Marie.
10 years ago, we bought a broken down trawler for $4,000.
And nothing worked, not even the kitchen sink.
After a lot of hard work and help from our friends and family, we moved aboard Elixir full time. And now we are cruising this old boat while the work and fun continues.
So subscribe and give us a like and come along with us, cruising this old boat.
So we pulled into the marina to get some fuel, and told the guy we were pulling in for diesel. He confirmed when we got to dock we were getting diesel. He went and got the hose, he brought it back, and I started filling up. And after I got 20 gallons in the tank, he starts hollering and screaming to shut it off because he gave me the gas, not the diesel. So we now have 20 gallons of gasoline in our tank. And we're not ignition protected. Our engine won't run on gasoline, so I don't know what we're gonna do. He's checking right now, figure out what to do. So they are pumping out our tank. That pretty pink color is all my good diesel I just paid for at the last stop. We were only topping our tank off. I still had mostly a full tank. I'd only run on it one day since I filled it, but anyway. Gotta pull the...
Seen that hose yet?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Gotta pull the good diesel out before we can get to the bad gasoline. Well, we are broke down. We're heading towards Pensacola, but we didn't get very far. We're just outside the channel from Carabel, and our fuel filter, it's spewing fuel everywhere. It blew the gasket out of the filter, and it is just, we mopped up, because we measured it, 15 gallons of diesel fuel out of our bilge yesterday. We'd had trouble with this before, but didn't realize it was an actual mechanical problem. When we were traveling between Cedar Key and Steinhatchee, the same thing happened. And now we've got a new spin-on filter. It's not the original filters that come on a Lehman engine. It's a modification. And so I kind of just assumed that it had vibrated loose and allowed the gasket to blow out. So I replaced it with another filter, tightened it down, cranked the engine up, and it immediately did it again. So I'm thinking, okay, I seated it wrong somehow. And so I did a third filter, and that time it took, and we were okay. And so we traveled the rest of the way to Steinhatchee and pulled into Steinhatchee, spent the night there. The next morning we got up, got underway, and crossed the Gulf over to Dog Island here by Carabel, and no problems. So I thought, you know, I just seeded it wrong, and so now everything's good to go. Tuesday morning we left Dog Island, went into Carabel to get some fuel to head towards Pensacola, and of course we had the accidental introduction of gasoline into our diesel tank, and so had to have the entire tank pumped out and then refilled with diesel. That took long enough that we ended up and just stayed the night there, and then yesterday we pulled out to head on towards Pensacola, and like I say, we didn't make it very far. It started spewing the fuel again. So at that point I finally figured out it's not me screwing it on wrong, there's a problem. And so I started calling various people. Everybody I've talked to they have guesses, but nobody really knows what's causing the problem. They say they've never really heard of this happening. American Diesel says that there's not enough pressure in the fuel pump to cause that seal, the gasket to blow out. That there's got to be some other problem going on. So we are stuck. I spent all day yesterday working on the engine. I'm exhausted, and of course obviously didn't get it fixed, but we've already called Towboat US. They're going to be here in about 45 minutes, and we've got a slip at Carabel, so we're going to go visit the town of Carabel. Wasn't on our plan, but it is now. So anyway, we'll find out what it is, I hope. At the moment we're stuck, and I don't like being stuck on the Florida Panhandle at the start of hurricane season, which opens tomorrow, and it's predicted to be a really bad hurricane season. So I'd like to get this fixed and get up into the rivers to where the hurricanes can't get to me, but at the moment here we are, so stay tuned. Well, I see towboat coming this way. They're off in the distance, but the unmistakable red hull, so it's heading towards us. So pretty sure it's Towboat US. So hopefully we'll get towed in pretty soon and tied up, get out of this rocky, rolly water that we're in right now, and get somebody working on the engine. That's the hope. I don't know, Carabel's a small town. I don't know how easy that's gonna be, but hopefully we can find somebody to work on it. I don't know if he wants to. Hold up.
You can drop that one in the front and leave the other one hooked up, and then meet me in the back after that. And you steer back towards me and be like. Like a junkie. She's a heavy one, huh? I felt what I was telling you, but she got some weight on her.
We are in Carabel, Florida. It is day 89, and we have traveled 844 nautical miles.
behind an empty space. Can't always tell what you're thinking, but now it ain't the same. On and on we said with us forever.
So we just visited the Carabel Museum, and pretty interesting. It's free of charge to go in and see it. They do ask for a donation, but learned quite a bit of the local history. And there's a woman, just a really sweet lady by the name of Tamara, that will just tell you all kinds of history and stories. If you want to listen, she'll tell you about it. And she just has some really interesting stories to tell. So if you come here, stop by the Carabel Museum. So we're at the world's smallest police station. This is actually on record as the world's smallest police station. Now this is actually a replica, and the real one is in the museum. We asked about it, you know, what is this? Is it really a police station, or is this a gimmick? So we got the story. And apparently what happened was, back when, early 1900s, they had one police officer on duty. That was it. And they discovered that if he was in an office answering telephones, that he couldn't be out patrolling the town. And so what they did is they got a phone with a really loud bell on it, and they mounted on the wall of a building right by the road. Well, that worked for a while until the local people figured out they could sneak over there when the cop wasn't around and make long distance phone calls, and they were calling all over the country to the relatives and whatever, and the city was having to foot the bill. And so they said that's not going to work. And so they tried several different things and nothing worked, and they finally came up with this idea of a phone booth. Thanks for watching.